Hey, it's InkdMage, and I'm going to take you through a look at the marketing preview box for the WizKids upcoming release, Pathfinder Battles Bestiary Unleashed. Let's take a look. Normally I would wait for the big ones for last, but let's go right away and look at Tree Raiser. Now, I'm not familiar with Tree Raiser as I don't play Pathfinder, haven't in a while. But this, to me, it looks like a large green dragon wielding a slime-covered axe. I'm sure it's something different. And in fact, you know what I was thinking that this would be great for? Imagine a la Disney, a witch that transforms into a dragon, perhaps a green hag. Imagine if this was a green hag in draconic form. Once the players think they've defeated her, then the thing rises up and changes into this nasty gargantuan. And just to give you an idea of how gargantuan, miniature, right? That is pretty enormous. And since I pulled this mini out to compare it, let's take a look. This is the mummy pharaoh, or pharaoh mummy. What a great miniature. Breathing fire. Again, I say it all the time in these videos, like when they have the clear bases, I just love that. Yeah, the mummy pharaoh. That is a spectacular mini. Let's go right into another large mini. What is this? Because I don't know what it is, because it's something specific to Pathfinder, doesn't mean that I wouldn't find use for this in my campaign. I mean, this could be some strange god or extraplanar being that the players encounter or perhaps have to make a bargain with. I don't know, but look at the cool paint job on this mini. The details keep getting better and better as WizKids goes along. And to really demonstrate that, let's take a look at this angelic creature. Little Marilyn Monroe-esque. Happy birthday, Mr. Gygax. Happy birthday to you. But really, let's look at the focus. Look, there's writing on the scroll of this diva, an astral diva. I won't do that for all of them because you don't really want to keep seeing the bottom. The point is, you want to be able to see up close what they look like. If you play Pathfinder, then these will make sense to you, and then you'll be like, wow, I need that for my campaign. But if you're like me and you play D&D, you just be like, oh, what could I use that for? Lots of things. Lots of things. This is one that I think is really cool, a merman. I don't have any, so this is a really great mini to have. You can see he's like swimming around, or maybe he's on top of the water. As you can see, a wave is carrying him aloft. Let's go to this one. Yeah, my oldest son saw this and he was pretty excited. There's a giant mantis, right? Look at this thing. That's pretty cool. Again, these clear bases, allow you to put your minis down and you can see the map or terrain board that you use underneath. And I think that's pretty cool. I like this one. Look at this. This is a succubus. And that is a different kind of succubus than we've seen. Normally, the succubus minis are really scantily clad, spilling out of their clothing. And not that I have any problem with that for succubi. I mean, they're tempters after all. But I like a visual variety, so I really like this one. This could also be a tiefling with wings. Here's an Ifrit. And it's the first time we've seen a female Ifrit, speaking of spilling out of the clothing. This is an impressive figure. Look at that expression, that confident expression on her face as she's probably emerged from her bottle to cause devastation, or perhaps to give players their heart's desire. I love the magical trail of fire. This is the second best Efreet mini. The other one came from the Legends of Galarian Pathfinder Battles minis. That one was outrageous. All right, let's go to another big one. Let's check out this white dragon. Look at that face. That is a sinister face. And you can see a topside down view. Look at the wings. It's a big wingspan. This thing is flying. It's very secure on this base. And again, let's get for some comparisons. You can see that is a massive dragon. This is a really, really excellent white dragons. White dragons are maybe my second favorite dragon. And speaking of dragons, we have a copper. I believe this is a copper, an adult copper dragon. Breathing its flame. Look at that. Vomiting forth a gout of flames. And this is the same size as the white dragon. You can do the size comparison. You can see that is spectacular. Especially if you have a party of bad guys, or or maybe you're playing in Eberron, where dragons, just because they're typically a good dragon doesn't mean they're good. There's a Marid. I've never used Marids in my campaign ever, and I have different versions of them. But I have to say, this one is probably the best one. Look at it. Surfing on that wave, covered in arcane tattoos. And you know what? He's hanging loose there. Surfing on the waves, having a good time. Looking forward to the beach. Maybe he's going to play some volleyball after. I don't know what Marids do. Do you? Here's an Etten, and I love it because I don't have any female Ettins. I don't think they've made any female Ettins. And why shouldn't there be some female Ettins around to cause some havoc and mayhem? And who wants to be on the receiving end of this terrible weapon or that terrible weapon? They seem to be, pretty in tune with their intentions, which is nefarious, I have no doubt. All right, let's see. What is this creature? Let's see. What is this thing? It's a Shaitan or a Shaitan. I don't know. I don't play Pathfinder, but this could be used for some sort of celestial being. Maybe that's what it is. Could be used for a demonic being. Could just be used as a giant, right? Look at this. A desert giant, perhaps. You could always do a new paint scheme, or just touch up and paint the hair. Maybe it's an elemental giant. I'm not sure, but he's ripped. And it reminds me that I really need to button up my nutrition. It's making me feel bad. Not really. I kid. Okay, here's some sort of demon. Look at that thing. He's totally going to punch you. First, he's going to grab you with his left hand, and then he's going to punch you with that fist. And then he's probably going to bite your head off. Best to avoid this one at all costs. Look at the goat's feet. Yeah, this thing is a sinister creature. And with buns of steel, let's face it, all he has time to do besides destroying and demolishing are squats. That's what he does. He squats and he kills. That's his purpose. This thing reminds me of something out of Stranger Things. I have no idea what kind of creature it is. You can see there's the writing backwards. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. So I don't know what all the monsters are. When I last left Pathfinder, there were up to like 5 or 6 bestiaries. So lots of monsters. So I'm going to look at something like this for my game and figure out how I could use it, or create stats for it. This is one of my favorites. Look at that. Terrifying. It's terrifying. This would be really fun to use as a creature in the worlds, I should say, of Ravenloft. But that is a really spooky, terrifying mini. Let's go for another large one. This is some sort of celestial. It's a celestial defender. Look at that cool armor. And check out the expression on this guy. This guy, he is giving no quarter and asking for none. He brooks no nonsense. He's going to stand firmly and face all enemies till his end or theirs. That's just a great mini. Just to give you a little size comparison, you know, he is a large. So wouldn't be good for a player character unless your character is some sort of giant. Here we have this figure. Some sort of angelic celestial being, perhaps. Love the sword. I really love this one. You know, maybe you're playing a game and the heavens open and some angelic being or beings come out to save the characters because they're in dire situations. This is fantastic. I do love this one quite a bit. What do we have here? It's like the aspect of death. Look at that guy. He's terrible. The Grim Reaper is what it says. So you've got the Grim Reaper. You know, this has got a lot of bling on him for the Grim Reaper. You know, he's like, I can't be seen doing my slaying, looking all shabby and just torn robes. I gotta dress that up a bit. And so he has. All right, we've got a Lich. You know, Liches are just good to have. And again, good to have a variety. Maybe you have a campaign where there are Lich Lords, you know, running the lands, and the players have to go and kill, you know, a certain number of these Liches. Always good to have a variety of Liches, so that is nice to have in addition to the ones I have. And if you're a new collector, then it's a great starting point to have this one. I love this one because I'm a huge Eberron fan. So I would definitely use this as some sort of Warforged assassin. Look at that cruel blade, stealthy, you know, positioning, and an Enforcer Aeon. Not sure what that is, but for me, this is going to be a Warforged assassin if I ever saw one. Look at this guy. A goblin. You know, these goblins are like, they're hideous, but at the same time, they're cute. This one is a goblin war chanter. But you know what? He could also be some sort of rogue or swashbuckler or a bard, perhaps. Or he could be a war chanter. It's great to always add new goblins to your mix for a visual variety. This is an Arbiter Aeon. Again, I don't know what that is, but this guy has got a dagger in his hand. He looks basically like a golden snitch from Harry Potter with arms and a dagger. That's a new element to make Quidditch dangerous. You know, there's a dagger. You risk getting stabbed when you catch the golden snitch. That make it dangerous, right? All right, so here we have it. This set is the Pathfinder Battles Bestiary Unleashed, the 20th set in their series. And really, from this selection, I can tell, again, that WizKids is just kicking it up a notch, not only with their sculpts, but their paint jobs, as well as the offering, the range of minis offered. You can always pick these up at your favorite mom and pop shop when they're released, or you can pre-order them at shop.wizkids.com. I hope you enjoyed the look, and if you did, please like, share, subscribe, and make sure to follow me on Instagram for some extra XP.